Welcome. Time to get started. It is going to be our week number 9, which means lesson number 9. And Mondays is when we introduce the new concept that we're going to go ahead and review tonight, learn about. Wednesday, we're going to review games of our viewers to see how they could have used the tactic, how they did, and maybe how they missed using the tactic. And then on Friday, we get to play open games against viewers, again, trying to make sure that we use the tactic that we're studying. And this is a progressive way of learning. And what we started with was way back when, 9 weeks ago, with lesson number 1. And the idea was to look at things like not giving away free candy. That was our biggest focus, was not to give away free candy. And it's how I believe you can get from 0 to 1,000, solid maybe 1,100 online rating just by not giving away any free candy. I mean, that's the key. If you can refrain from giving away any free candy, you can play solid and you won't be destroyed, right? You'll play well. But then after that, we gotta talk about how to get better. And so during the opening, that's where we started with the opening. And actually, sometimes when I teach, I start with the end game, but we started with the opening in these lessons. And the idea was to develop our pieces as fast as possible, remembering that we're in a race. And that during that race, our job is to develop our pieces as fast as possible. And then next is to make sure that we have king safety and control of the center. So that's just how we're building from one level to the next. Hola, gracias. Thank you, Sudakus. I don't know how to pronounce it all, but I'll go with Suda. Kus Chess. Thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome. I followed you. I liked it. We do have a little bit of a different teaching style. I like yours. It's just we're different, which I think is great to have a different viewpoint and different ways of learning and seeing how people teach. So I was really excited to meet you. Thanks again to Flavio for introducing us. So we did no free candy. Stop giving away free candy. Then we said, let's do development. Hey, Chris, happy belated birthday. Don't worry, I won't keep saying happy birthday forever. So, no free candy, develop your pieces, king safety, control the center. Then we moved on and we said, now, how can we develop with tempo? How can we develop with momentum? Remember, tempo, speed, time is a factor in chess, not only with the clock, but moving and trying to stay ahead of our moves. So what do? We started working on chasing the queen and chasing the king, throwing checks in there if it helped us develop our pieces, chasing the queen if it helped us develop our pieces. Hey, Murph, welcome back. So you want to try to develop your pieces, and if you can attack while doing so, anytime gaining tempo while doing so, do so. The corollary to that, and we've talked about it a few times, but I haven't made it a bullet point above, but the corollary to that is don't help your opponents develop their pieces. Don't make moves that encourage them to do good moves. Try not to encourage and help your opponent make good moves. It happens, but we're going to try to avoid it. And then we started saying, okay, now that we got all that down pat, we think we understand the opening. By the way, for my beginners, we had some basic rules, and we're still living by those rules. We're not out of them yet, where we only move our center pawns unless we're provoked. Now, that removes a lot of good openings. It removes the Dutch and the Sicilian as black. It removes the English. It removes the birds. It removes the Caro-Kann. It removes openings from our possible repertoire. But guess what? That's okay, because we're not learning openings yet. Because most of us don't have the time to study those openings, or we're not ready to study those openings. We have to focus on basics still. So, keeping with that and focusing on the basics, that is where we're looking to look at next some tactics. We just want to find some basic tactics. But our opening, we got it. We basically moved our center pawns only unless provoked. We develop our pieces as fast as we can. We try to make sure we have king safety. We control the center when we can. And now we start looking for tactics. And the tactics we've worked on, as you see above, are the pin, and we've put that to good use, and it's a very, very common tactic, one that you will see at least once or twice in each of your games are going to be opportunities for you to be pinned or for you to pin your opponent. So it's a very common tactic. So we started with that. Then we went to a little bit more obscure tactic of discovered attack. And we did that because it's like the pin. But instead of attacking through one of your opponent's pieces that can't move, we attack through one of our own pieces so that when we move it, we uncover this deadly attack. And the best kind of discovered attack is a discovered check, because then the moving piece can move almost anywhere it wants, and the opponent still has to deal with the check. So later we're going to talk about the double check. That's coming up next week. So we went from discovered attack, not common, but we did find many opportunities since we were looking for those opportunities, to double attacks. And double attacks is a much more common opportunity. We see it all the time. In fact, a lot of times we'll see that pins lead to double attacks. We'll see that what we're going to talk about tonight, removing the defender, sometimes involves a double attack. So double attacks were very common, and we had a lot of good examples for double attacks. Hey, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. Very, very much. Thank you. And is that a horn dog? All right. Thank you. So removing the defender is our next tactic we're going to be looking at. And we're only going to talk about it for probably about 35 more minutes. And then we're going to have a tournament. And our tournament is really just for you guys to practice playing, but the games are going to be rated. No takebacks. You're going to work hard. But we're going to be focused on finding all of the tactics above. But specifically today, we're going to try to identify removing the defender. See, every time we can find a piece that's under attack, defended once, maybe twice, but attacked twice, attacked 3 times, defended 3 times. If we can remove one of those defenders, we'll be in there and we'll be able to win the piece. All right, so that's our goal for today, is removing the defender. So in for live stream, if you go for live stream, the team, all of you can join. I will give you carte blanche. You're in. Just go ahead and request to join. And it's for you that are viewing, but you will play against each other in a quick 5+5 for 45 minutes. We're going to let you play, and I'll be commentating. But we will use those games, and we've tried this last week. It worked really well. We're going to use those games on Wednesday to review how well you did with finding opportunities to remove the defender. Yes, Chris, we have a big tournament coming up on Tuesday. So I didn't know if Modern Ancient wanted his club to be in it, or if you guys just want to play under this club for live stream. But yes, if Modern Ancient, I'd asked him, I didn't hear back, but I'm happy to. I can definitely add Modern Ancient's club to the tournament. We have a nice fun tournament coming up tomorrow night, which I'd love for everyone, because almost everyone in that tournament, in one way or another, has been taking lessons with me. I have my class, my students, mostly children. They'll be playing in it. This stream, for live stream, will be playing in it. Our local chess club, we have a team on Lee Chess. They'll be playing in it. And then we have a work team, a corporate team from New Jersey playing in it. So, a lot of opportunities. Yeah, if Modern Ancient wants to, he's also on the For Live Stream team, so he could play with us, and he could still stream if he wants. But if he wants to actually have his own team, that's okay too. I'm okay with either one. Yes, tomorrow I will be live streaming the tournament, and I will be commentating on the whole tournament. I usually don't play in it when my students play. I just let them play. But I will commentate on them, maybe pick out some good games if I notice them for Wednesday's stream. But mostly tonight is when we're going to try to get games for Wednesday's stream. But yeah, I would imagine we'll find good games on Tuesday also. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. I hope we get a good turnout. So more the merrier. So if you join for live stream tonight, please play in the tournament. I will use your games on Wednesday. I will be showing them a little bit while we're playing tonight, but I'll be looking for opportunities or for good examples, for Wednesday. And then please feel free to also join in our Tuesday tournament coming up. We have 4 teams in it right now, 4 live stream, my chess class 2021. We have the Niles District Library Club, and we have the Pershing team. And so maybe we'll add Modern Ancients if he doesn't want to play under 4 live stream, and we might have 5 teams. But the more the merrier. We want as many players as possible. When I do what those tournaments are, we make it where you can make it with just like the top 4 boards, top 4 finishers in each team count. But we like to make it where everyone counts. So every player matters. And so I'll make it, even if you only have 3 people, all 3 will count. If you have 10 people, we make it so that it goes that far, so everybody's will count towards the tournament. So you can enter this arena in Lichess, and you just look for the team for live stream. Hey Flavio, glad you can make it. So you go to, under community, you go to teams, and then under teams, you say all teams, and then you search for live stream. Try to keep it simple. So you just search under all teams in the search window, type in for live stream. Now that said, I can also just give you the link in the chat. It'll take a second because we know that this part of my computer still is slow as far as things go, but that for you. So you can join the team, and then you can represent this team tomorrow on Tuesday. All are welcome. Doesn't matter your rating. It's for everyone for fun, but it's mostly for learning opportunity and for a chance to play other people that are also trying to learn and get better. Now I have 32 some odd minutes left to finish talking about our theme for today, our concept, which is remove the defender. So I don't want to lose that opportunity. I want to make sure I get that covered. So let me pop that in there for you guys. Yes, Lichess community teams. Thank you, Murph. I should just make you a moderator for this site, Murph, so you can, Chris too, right? So you can just share the information that I need to share, especially when my computer's, it's not totally flaky, but I'll just let you guys know it freezes up on me, so I'll be late on seeing your chat sometimes, so please forgive me. I might even be late on seeing follows, please forgive me, but I keep going on because I hear you guys can hear me fine, but not vice versa all the time. Yeah, Chris, we can talk about that. You guys got me turned on to using for things. But let's get back, we got to get back to our topic at hand, right? The main thing that we're talking about tonight, which is our 4th tactic we're trying to recognize. Now, I'm going to do some puzzles that are remove the defender puzzles. Remember, in Lichess, you can go and say, well, I want to find puzzles of a certain theme. So there are ones for the theme of pins. There is ones for double attack. I did not like the ones for discovered attack, even at the easiest level. It just didn't float my boat. But capture the defender, I'm trying those. Now, I like remove the defender because you don't always have to capture it. You could just threaten the defender. You could take a different piece, and if the defender is an overworked defender, where he's defending more than one piece, if you take one of those pieces, the defender has to leave, then the other piece is no longer defended. But the way they have this theme is capture the defender. So my assumption is that it's always capturing. So I'm just going to look at some puzzles. And the way that you can usually look, we talked about how you find a pin, right? You're looking for an alignment. So here's an alignment. So if I had a black bishop, dark squared bishop to put here, I might be able to pin that, right? So you look for alignment of pieces for pins. Same thing with discovered attacks. You look for alignment of your pieces. Wow, if I move this bishop, my rook will hit that bishop, right? So you're looking for alignment of pieces that way. So both of those require alignment of pieces for visible to find it. So what's the next thing we're looking for? Well, now we're talking about doing double attacks. How do I find those? I'm looking for pieces in situations like these two. If I had a knight, my knight would hit double attack here, right? So that's an opportunity for a double attack. So you're always looking for alignment of pieces either in a way that they could be pinned, discovered attack, or now double attacked. So today, now we're looking for removing the defender. So what am I looking for? All right, I haven't seen your request yet, G Dot, but when it comes in, I should be able to accept it without a problem. So as long as you put in the join request for live stream. I'll see it eventually. It just hasn't come in yet. All right. So I am looking for opportunities for this one. It's different. All the others were alignment. Now I'm looking for a piece that is only defended once and is attacked at least once, right? So we're looking for a piece that is attacked and defended, but if I can get rid of the defender, that piece will be hanging. Now, there's other considerations. If I take here, well, the bishop could take back. But the bishop isn't defended either, so I still get to take it. And more importantly, if I take here, the bishop just can't, like, say, go attack my rook, although it could, because my pawn is also attacking the rook, so it would become a double attack. And you will see how these tactics build on each other, and we're just looking for these opportunities. So if we take here, the rook and the bishop are both attacked. Remember, a double attack doesn't have to be perpetrated by the same piece. So this gives us an opportunity to attack the rook and attack the bishop, and now the bishop is no longer defended. If that should be clear and not too hard to find. All right. It wants me to keep going. Well, we'll take the rook. All right, moving on. Let's try another one. So again, we're looking at the board, and I've been asked before, well, how do I know when I should be looking for these opportunities? Well, you just want to get used to looking for alignment of pieces. So looking for alignment of pieces, right? Or do I have pieces that are lined up that might have an opportunity for different things? Do I have a double attack here? Well, it's protected, so not much of a double attack there. But we're looking for pieces that maybe are defended and defended only once. So here's a bishop. It's attacked by our knight. It's defended only once. So that's one. This knight is attacked by our bishop and defended only once. What else do we have that's under attack? Nothing really. So these are our two opportunities for removing the defender. But we should also look for double attacks, right? So when you play your games in about 25 minutes, or it might even be less, but when you play your games, we don't want you only looking for remove the defender. I want you looking for pins, discovered attacks, double attacks, and remove the defender. So it looks like since this knight is the piece that's defending the bishop, can I get rid of the knight? Yeah, I could take the knight. And does my opponent have some other in-between move? Not really. It's a free knight otherwise. So then my opponent would take back with the pawn, and now there's nothing defending the bishop, and I get to take. By the way, after I take, my knight being here, this knight could move and discover an attack on my knight. So if I'm playing a tough game and I'm really analyzing the whole game, making my moves very carefully, I gotta see, because otherwise I might just be giving that piece right back if this discovered attack by this knight leaving the square could do me some real damage. Unfortunately for us, that knight doesn't have a good square to go to. So let's take the knight first. Opponent takes back, and we take. And then no matter where this knight goes for the discovered attack, we're good. In fact, the knight could just come and take the pawn, and if the knight goes someplace where we don't want that to happen, we could take the knight. So we're good. All right, moving on. You're welcome. De nada. So I'm hoping to do a Spanish language stream, and I like what I saw other instructors do, or I should say instructor streamers, where they speak in English and in Spanish, and I'm trying to learn Spanish. It's another thing I'm trying to do in my old age. And so I'm hoping that Suda can help us, and we're going to figure out a way to collaborate where we can do it together. And so either where I don't know, where he translates for me, I try to do it all in Spanish, and he corrects me because I'll make a lot of mistakes. We'll see. We're going to have to figure it out. All right, so removing the defender, I know that's the theme, but if I didn't know the theme, what other things do I have? Well, I can go here and attack the queen. Remember, chasing the queen is almost always a good thing, and I'd attack the bishop. So it's not a great double attack, because even so, the bishop is going to be protected if that queen moves. Okay, so that's one thought. The queen is going to be protected if the queen moves, that bishop, yeah. So not great double attack. I do like that this is like going to be pin material, right? The straight line looks like pin material later. All right, so I'm keeping that in mind. Boy, that bishop right here with a nice check. Okay, but the bishop can block, the king can move and get out of my... Remember we talked about not helping somebody improve. So what does the bishop do for me as white? It gives me a check, but the king can move out of this pinning line. So maybe that's not a good idea, right? I'd be helping him get away. I'd be helping him improve his position a little bit. But I do like the knight taking the pawn, threatening, right? Not really a double attack, but it is threatening the queen. And if the queen moves, that pawn is the only thing protecting this knight, and I am attacking it. So there, it's attacked once, protected once. Am I attacking anything else? Not really, but I am attacking the pawn that's protecting the knight. So if I take the pawn, the queen has to move, and I get to take the knight. Not bad. Now again, depending on what was going on, maybe this bishop could have come here attacking the knight because the knight's sort of pinned, but it's not really, because then you get checks. You get, right now you can't do it anyway because the pawn covers it. But those are considerations. You don't have to just grab that, removing the defender, because black may have ways. And if there is a way for black to equalize and save, you'll do it. Every time you chase the queen, you lose something. Well, you got to do it under control, Chris. You got to chase the queen, remembering the major purpose is to develop your pieces faster or improve your position. So don't chase the queen just for the sake of chasing the queen. And we've talked about that with the king. Don't chase the king. In other words, don't say check just for the purpose of saying check. You want to say check because you're going to get something out of it, right? You're going to develop your piece faster. You're going to get a better position. So chase the queen, yes, but do it with purpose. So now the queen is here. If it asks us for another move, do you notice that we have a double attack here? And the knight holds the queen. So if the queen decided, but the queen can't even take, right? You could go here because the queen can't take because he's in check. And here's that pin we were looking at. So now the king is pinned, the bishop is pinned. It's an absolute pin. So we can make this knight move. The king has to move. Can't move here. So the king has to move here or here. And now that the king has moved and our knight is here, it's our move again. Now I can't take the rook. Queen would take my queen. But I could take the queen, and either the bishop or the rook takes, and then the knight could take the rook. And it gets really complicated, right? Because if the knight's gone and the queen's gone, if black takes back with the bishop, look, he'll have an attack on my rook. So do I want to do that double attack? I don't know. Again, you got to look it through. There's a lot of complications to every position. But fun stuff, fun stuff. Analyzing deeply. All right, there's only two pieces and some pawns that I could be attacking. This pawn looks really good. Why? Because I'd get a double attack, right? And I'd win a queen. I'd win a queen, guys. So, what's defending that pawn, keeping my knight from taking it? Only the knight. So if I remove the knight, and he doesn't really have many other better moves, right? If he doesn't take me back, his queen can't take free candy. I'll just take it. And his queen can't take here because I just have a free knight, and my queen can move in here and go for the kill. So this way, I actually get the queen back, and what do? I ended up winning a knight, a free knight. Now, can we get away with that? Because this pawn wants to push, and this pawn wants to push. But yeah, we should be able to get away with it. You know, we push, we should be able to go over. He goes here, we take. He can go here. This is really, I don't know. You know, it's obviously that's the answer to the puzzle. It is the answer to the puzzle, but this would be an interesting end game to play out because black, I would think, would start pushing and trying to get down. But it doesn't quite work because the king doesn't have to come over. And we can get, and now we don't go here, right? We could go here. If the pawn chases us, we can just go sit here, and then we're going to win the game because we're going to eventually, these are double pawns, we're going to eat this pawn. Life is good. We could also have come here, though, and not have to worry about the pawn chasing us at all. And then, you know, so either way, yep, we get back in time. So why am I showing you that? Because a lot of times we don't want to stop on the, I got the attack I thought I could do. I could remove the defender. Look at me, I won a knight. If that pawn went down and queened, we'd be embarrassed, right? So we want to make sure we could stop that. All right, let's see what we have here. We have a knight that's only protected by the queen. We have a queen that's protected by the knight and a pawn and is only attacked once. So we know removing the defender for the queen shouldn't work because there's two pieces and we only have one attacking. We need equal, right? We have 1-to-1, one attacking, one defending, and guess what? We could take the defender out of the game pretty quickly and we could be up a whole piece. And again, up a piece. Good news, we like being up a piece. So again, where do we got? We have, look at this family fork. These are the things, I'm getting used to. I want you to get used to. Teaching you helps me. I get better. I think everyone gets better when they teach. I'm going to remember how to pronounce your name, but Suda, I'm going to just call you Suda if you don't mind, but Suda teaches on his site. I would say check him out. I don't think he's from New York, because remember I told you it's hard for me not to tease being from New York. He's very, very nice, very gentle, very kind to you guys. But I would check him out. Very nice teaching method, very calm, not like me at all, very calm. He's like the Eric Rosen and I'd be like the Gotham Chess, right? I'm loud. But like his teaching, but I know that I get better by teaching. And it's one of the best ways to learn. In fact, when I teach my class of students, I have them usually pair up. My more experienced students work with the brand new students and teach them the basics, because it just helps get those basics into your head so well. I mean, so well. You're not going to forget those basics when you drill them into your head. All right, so this knight is only protected once. So that looks attractive. My knight's only protected once, so good thing we get to move first, especially with this family fork. So the only way I'm going to stop this family fork is to stop the knight from coming here, so I got to defend that square, or I could take it, right? Remember, you can always take, that's the first option. We talked about what do you do when something's under attack. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. I don't know how accurate that is, but I totally appreciate it. So what do you do if you're under attack? I'm under attack, right? White is under attack. This fork is definitely a threat. What do you do when you're under attack? Well, the best thing to do, if you can, is take the piece that's doing the attacking. 90% of the time, most of the time, it's going to be the right answer, not attack something else. That's the more dangerous choice. That's the least accurate, or at least that's the highest risk one. So, can I take though? Man, if I take, it's protected though. Yeah, it's protected, but when that queen takes back, wow, this pawn, which was only protected once, I'd be taking away this defendant. Look at this. If I could go here, I'd get my fork. He's threatening a fork. I'm threatening a fork. And so this is the only piece stopping me from forking it. So if I take this knight, even if he could take back my queen with a different piece, I could get the fork. But the even more fun part is he has to use the queen to do it, and that's still in the fork. So what did I win again? I won a knight and a pawn. Remember, the knight and the pawn, and we traded queens. I just won a knight and a pawn. That's plus material that we want to make sure we grab and take advantage of. All right, let's see. I'm going to just see if anybody's asked to join the team. I don't see any new requests. I will double check. Chris is in for the tournament. Here we go. Sorry, they were on this page. So yes, we're going to get you in there right away. And it's just slow on my computer, but it'll get you in there. So now we have 4 in the tournament. Flavio, thanks for joining. That'd be great. And you guys, the names went by pretty fast, but good. Now we have 4 in the tournament, and I'll just leave it on this page in case anyone else. If you want to join in the tournament, we're going to be playing. It was in the chat earlier. You can also search for the team name. And if somebody else wants to put the name in the chat for the tournament, it's going to be a link, so you probably won't be able to. But let me know if anybody else wants to join the tournament. I can get you in there. And I meant to check how much time we had. So 16 minutes. All right, good. I just don't want to be late for you guys getting started. Remember, in the tournament, you're going to be playing to win. You're not my students directly, so you might move other pawns than the center pawns. That's fine. And if you're over 1,300, I don't mind. You can move other pawns. You can learn openings. You can study openings. You could always do whatever you want. I'm just recommending that you first learn the concepts and the principles, get those down pat before you worry about memorizing stuff. All right, so if you play in this tournament, though, We really, really, really want you to try to hit those tactics. And the tactic we're looking for today is removing the defender, and that's why we're doing puzzles on remove the defender. Knight attacked once. Bishop attacked once. Anything else we have? We have pawns, but it's protected multiple times. I don't see any other pieces under attack. I mean, that's a simple thing you could do. It happens naturally in the game. You're attacking pieces, your opponent's attacking pieces. You want to be aware of this as well as looking for it from the offensive side. You want to think about it and be aware of it from the defensive side. So there's only one thing protecting the knight, and it's the bishop. And I could take the bishop and attack the queen at the same time. So it's really hard for white not to take back. Right? Really hard for white not to take back. And if white takes back, anything he takes back with leaves the knight. And the knight, I'm looking, doesn't have any great attacks that he could do as an in-between move, right? Because I'm attacking his queen. So the only thing that would have worked for white would have been to attack my queen or my king, and that knight can't get there. So I'll take the bishop first, and then I get the free knight. Nice, right? Removing the defender works out pretty well. Yeah, Chris, you can't put... it won't let you put, I'm going to make you a moderator. I'll try to, as a friendly, so I don't want anybody putting anything in. It would be wrong to put in. Not that any of you would. You never know. People might drop by. So that's why you can't get it there, Chris. But it's, again, for live stream, and you should be able to just find it under search for team. All right, let's see. The queen is protected once. Can I get rid of that defender? No, I don't think that's going to happen. Let's see. This pawn is defended once. And guess what? If I could take it with the bishop, I'd have a fork. I'd have the double attack. I love it how the tactics that we're trying to learn are showing up on top of each other, one on top of the other. So I'm going to remove the defender of this pawn, and we win the pawn, but more importantly, right, we get to win the rook also. Awesome sauce. See if I can get my Twitch stream, Twitch Studio to let me put in the chat window the name of the team. It didn't at the moment. All right, let's see what we got under attack here. Anything? I got a knight under attack. It's protected twice. Arg. But it is attacked twice. So we're back to if I can remove a defender and keep both attackers, that's still 2 against 2. And then I might be able to do something. What else do we have? We have a pawn that's attacked twice, which means it's free candy. It's only protected once. You would think we would just take the pawn. At least that should be an option, right? Taking the pawn should definitely be an option. What else do we have? Looking for pieces or pawn. Let's see. This one is only defended once, and it's attacked once. But can I remove the queen? No. If I could remove the queen, that would be great, right? I'd want to do that pretty quickly. I could remove. Now look at this. If this pawn were to move, we have a pin on the pawn. We can win the queen. But, so if we did things like this, attack the queen with the knight, well, the knight's protecting the queen. So the pawn would just take off my knight, and then my queen, right? The pawn would just take off my knight, and if I take, the knight takes back. Yeah, but how about this knight, though? Can we take the knight? Because if we take the knight, can we then, the pawn couldn't take back. And seeing as how I could take with the rook, by the way, the bishop helps hold here too, a little bit. But if I take here with the rook, the king, even though the king's protecting it, the king can't take back because it'd be in check. And the pawn can't take back, as we just said, the pawn's pinned and the queen is unprotected. So can he take my knight, right? That's always important. So if I take here, can he take my knight? Well, no, he can't take my knight because the rook would move and we'd have a discovered check. My goodness, again, we're looking at our tactical opportunities one on top of the other, right? One on top of the other. Yeah, Chris, I know you put in the tourney, but it's technically a link. So you'd have to either type it or just make sure it doesn't look like a link anymore. And so it doesn't let you put it in. I know it's weird. It's not the same that it has. So I've been trying to click and see if I get an opportunity. But okay, let's try out our idea. I'm going to take with the rook. On attack, that drops a queen, right? We like that. That works. All right. let's see how much time we have left for the tournament. We have, well, it's not 16 minutes anymore. It says still in 16 minutes. I know it's not 16 minutes. We have 8 minutes for the tournament. And so let me just put this link out there for you guys. Really what you need is the link for the team, though, because you need to join the team first before you can play in the tournament. So if you join the team, you'll see the tournament. That should come up pretty quick. So the tournament link is nice, but we got to get you into the team. You can find it if you scroll back up in the chat. You should see where I put in the link for the team. But I will also try to put it in here again, or one for the, maybe I only put in the tourney. I don't remember. But yeah, my Twitch freezes up at my end. I cannot see your guys' chat, and I cannot enter a chat for a while. I'm going to fix this. Flavio is going to find me the answer, what kind of computer I need to buy to fix this problem. That's my goal, that he's going to be able to help me out with that. So I'm still waiting, hoping to be able to put in that value for you. All right. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know you'd get the same. You would think it would keep rotating it. No, the tournament should be in the only arena that there's two. There's one for monthly battle with Pershing. That's that tournament I was telling you about tomorrow. So tonight's one is the Removing the Defender Arena. And so hopefully you've joined there. I did finally get a chance to put in the chat. And there you go. So in the tournament, and for some reason it's only showing Chris again. I know that's not true. We had four people join the team, but they didn't join the tournament yet. Ah, gotcha. All right. Let's make sure. You guys should see the tournament. I had 3 of you join the team. I did get those put in, so you should be able to do it. And you need to go ahead and enter the tournament, and you don't need me to clear you for the tournament. Right now, Chris is looking pretty lonely in the tournament. He's all by himself. So hopefully you guys will join the tournament, and here's the link for the tournament. So now you should have the link for the team if you're not a member of the team already, and then here's the link for the tournament so that you could play in the tournament. I do make it rated only because, but I do turn off Berserk and I do turn off Arena Streaks, so it's more of a normal tournament. And I want you to play in tournaments, rated tournaments, because then, not so much because ratings are important at all, but so that you could see progress, right? If you know your rating today and you look at your rating a month from now, you can use it as one of the measures of improvement. Yeah, so no, in the tournament, you're going to just play, Flavio. You're going to do your best. But while you're playing, we want you to look for opportunities to use the tactics. So you're just playing. Play and have fun. But while you're playing, keep in mind those tactical opportunities that you're looking for. And later, on Wednesday, I'm going to go over your games. I'm going to pick games from this tournament. On Wednesday at 11 o'clock in the before noon, I go over games that I find, and we look for, did you miss opportunities? Did you take advantage of opportunities? And what Chris and hopefully others can tell you, what works really well is if you keep in mind these tactics, you will be looking for them. You're looking for opportunities. It's like anything else in life. If you're looking for a job, you'll find one if you're looking. If you're looking for opportunities to help people, you'll find somebody in need. If you're looking for opportunities to do a good deed, you'll find those opportunities. But it's always better if you're actively looking for it. So you kind of attract things to you when you're seeking them out. So we want to seek out these possible tactics, right? These tactical opportunities. So you're going to seek out these tactical opportunities and then hopefully take advantage of them. All right, so the tournament will be starting soon. I'm going to try to get at least 2 more puzzles in before the tournament starts. I'm going to do it even quicker because maybe you're running out of time. So this bishop is protected twice. It's attacked twice. Well, if I could remove a defender, that would work. What else do I have here? I don't have any of these pieces under attack. I do have this pawn that's under attack. And look, the rook is kind of hanging. So if I take the bishop, even though I'm losing the exchange, I get this piece, and he can't protect both. If he were to protect that rook, this rook was hanging. If he goes here, this rook is hanging, so I get a rook out of it. Awesome, awesome. So I actually gave up the exchange, right, on purpose, sacrificed the exchange, which is another tactic, but one that we're not focusing on too heavily right now. And I was able to win material because. So what do we have here? This pawn is protected twice. We got the knight protected twice. We have a queen protected twice. Oh my goodness. The bishop's only protected once, so maybe if we can get the queen to move. But what do I have that's, what are we attacking? We don't have that many pieces we're attacking either, so it's just, I'm scanning and I want to get it done quick, but oh boy, I don't see a lot. Now, I could take this pawn. Oh, I like taking this pawn. Why? Because this rook is only protected twice, but if I take the knight, that's one defender gone, and he can't take back with the queen. Absolute pin. Can't take back with the queen. Absolute pin. So what does he have? He could take back with the queen. And then the rook is not protected. So if we take here, he could come here and say check, but then we could just take and we get a free knight still. So that looks good. We're going to get a free knight either way, or we're going to win a rook. Sweet. All right, last one. Last one. Oh, let's see. Oh, we're white this time. That's different. Usually the puzzles stay all the same color. I thought we were just black. So it's Puzzle Storm, which is like chess.com's Puzzle Rush. So in Puzzle Storm, you always stay with the same color all the way through. So that's pretty nice. All right, knight attacked once. And it's the one that's doing the attacking on our queen. Remember? It'd be great to take the piece that's attacking. But if we take the piece, the queen just takes back and life is good. Right? Because that's the only piece protecting it. So of course, if we take the queen first, he could take it with the knight or with the bishop because he had two pieces protecting it. But the bishop is left unprotected. All right. So we're looking for those kind of opportunities in your games, but also look for pins. Look for not skewers. Those are later. Look for pins, discovered attacks, double attacks, and definitely take a look and see if you could find opportunities to remove the defender, finding pieces that are not protected. All right. All right. We're going to leave this board now, and we're going to go watch the tournament. We, as in me, I'm going to go watch you guys play, and I'm going to be flipping between games. So hopefully, we still only have 2 of you signed up for the tournament, though. That's going to be lonely. We're going to have like a 1-game match for me to look through games. So I would love it if some more of you would join the tournament. I put the links right now, and it's going to be the 2 of them, guys. Come on. If some more of you would join, it would be awesome, because that way we have more examples. So I see Murph and Mark, who is not following me right now, is online. He's actually playing a game. He's one of my students. And I know Murph had trouble with his computer, so I don't know if he's able to play. But Murph, you'd be playing against these guys, not me. I'm not playing. Hopefully I'm not. I don't want to. And I know I had 3 more just join the team, so hopefully you guys would join the tournament also. That would be very helpful. Don't want to keep showing puzzles. I'd much rather show you guys games. And so if I have to, it'll just be you 2. Yeah, right now we only have, it looks like we only have those 3 online even. So you and Chris are the only 2 that are playing, are going to have an opportunity at the moment. Now, people can join late, so that's a nicety. So we'll keep on doing the stream. Of course, we'll watch your guys' game. It'll be easy. There'll only be one, and here it is. So we'll follow this game instead. And if we get a couple more players to play. But even if we just get 1 game, we'll have a game for Wednesday. We do have the big tournament tomorrow, so I'll be able to pull games from tomorrow's stream also, or tomorrow's tournament, for the purpose of identifying tactics. And the tactics we're looking for, all those above that we talked about, but also we're looking for specifically for today, for this week, for week 9, we're looking for opportunities where we're removing a defender. So far, pretty interesting game. Back and forth, nicely done. Developing pieces for sure. I don't want to talk too much. I hope they're not listening. Kind of hard. So I like to talk about the moves after the fact, or maybe things they could have done but can't be done anymore, so that I don't backseat drive or game it and help them out any. That's always a risk when you're commentating on somebody's live game, right? You don't want them to hear you talking about it. Always would be happy if we can get some more players in, as mentioned before. But if not, that's okay. We can watch Chris and Flavio play. I will show anybody that's playing. They can be top or not in the list. It doesn't matter. We can move around. So Flavio took with the bishop. I would have taken with the knight. If Flavio had taken with the knight, he would have had a check, and then afterwards he would have won this pawn and threatened the rook. So that's the way I would have normally done it, but it looks like he also won a piece, right? Because he did push all the way, and then Chris didn't react to that push. Instead, he attacked the bishop. So that just lost a piece, and we're going to have a lot of troubles with this. So this was another opportunity for Flavio, and this is going to be mate anyway. But he also had the rook over. Nicely done. Nicely done. Unfortunately, I think it's only you two in the tournament, but nicely done. And if we look at the analysis board, we can look for removing the defender, but I think most of that happened pretty quick, and I didn't see any actual opportunities for removing the defender. What I did see was just a missed opportunity and a nice double attack where Chris did the thing that we talked about that is always risky, right? So we could take a quick look at that, although I don't think you guys are going to... The arenas don't usually match you up again when there's only two of you. So you could play each other another game, or anybody can challenge anybody to a game if you want, and we'll follow your game. But let's just look at this one real quick, because what we'll see, I believe, and we can look at it from either side, but most people seem to like white at the bottom better. So we had nice development here, no problems. So very symmetrical position, very symmetrical. Backing up was fine, and we have two pieces attacking. So now would be the time for, and I believe Chris did. No, Chris also said, I'm going to do a double attack also. So it would have been a good time to put the question to the bishop, and then you would have been in equal grounds. This is dangerous, right? But it's okay, because now is when it gets dangerous. So Chris can take with the knight and say check, but that would actually help this queen get into a good position, and you'd have three pieces attacking here, and you'd lose more material. So better would be just to drop the bishop back. And this is where we talk about the most risky way to respond to an attack is to attack something of equal or greater value. The best way to respond to attack is to take the piece that's attacking you. So Chris actually could have taken here or taken here instead of what he did, which was to, which is extremely risky, right? You're sacrificing a piece for pawns and you're sacrificing your queen. But you can't attack a piece when you're under attack. So Chris did. Chris said, well, I'm going to attack your piece. You're attacking my piece. The problem is black gets to take with tempo. So black gets to take here with tempo, which in this case, I said I like it when the knight takes, but in this case, you can see why it works better to take with the bishop, because now that piece that was under attack is totally out of play, and we've just traded a knight for a bishop, which means now this is free candy. This is a full free piece of candy. And then Chris, no problem, Chris, but what we did here was you actually helped him get his queen into the game. Because at this point, what all black wants to do is get his queen over here, get his rook over here, and if he can take here, he can checkmate you. So by taking the knight, you actually helped black develop. So you wanted to maybe move your knight back here so you could try to protect. You could bring your knight here to protect. You needed to retreat your knight at this phase. because you have to realize you're in danger. You have to have that robot in Lost in Space. Danger, Will Robinson, danger, danger. And you got to actually know it's there, that there's danger. And so you helped him develop, and now his queen and his knight are both hitting that pawn, and his queen is ready to come over and say check a couple of ways, and the rook is still ready to come over and say check. And when that knight moves, the bishop has a really nice diagonal, so you kind of like gave him all of the opportunities to really hurt you. And so the pawn move is a nice try because it's under attack twice. So one way to deal with it is to move it. Bringing the king up would not work because of many checks. This could be easily one of them. So moving up was a nice try, and the queen takes though and says, thank you, it's still free candy, I'm taking it, no problems. And you had to try to find a way to respond, and unfortunately, the queen's threatening mate after the knight move. Otherwise, you could come here and say, well, I got a threat too, right? I'm threatening too. But you don't have time for it, as you did see. You don't have time for this either. The queen move also would have failed for the same reason. The check is devastating, and now you'd have to sacrifice just to survive, and you're not going to survive too long with that rook coming over also. But okay, good game, not bad. And Chris is willing to play you again, Flavio, but I believe the tournament won't seed you guys again, but maybe it did already. We'll take a quick look. But normally it won't when there's only two of you. I said that, and they're playing. So let's go see. We've missed all of this exciting game now. But the good part is we can rewind. So let's rewind quickly and see how it goes. So this time they switch colors, which is good. And Flavio's playing a London system, and Chris is doing a nice job of developing two knights, and everything is still protected, and everything is looking good. No free candy. I don't see any free candy. So Chris moving out a little bit early. He's moving a piece twice to try to get rid of the bishop, but he is moving a piece twice, and we don't usually like to move a piece twice in the opening, but we get rid of the piece, and now we just have to worry about looking at double attacks, but the knight's holding it. So is there anything under attack? Well, yeah. Can we remove any defenders? Nope, not yet. All right, so pressing on. Nice attack through the center. And this is very nice, especially since white castled queenside. And we've talked about this. Black's pawns are saying attack queenside, and white's pawns are saying attack queenside. So while white can now throw his pawns at black's pieces should more naturally be able to attack Flavio's on the queen side, because that's the way the pawns are pointing. So Chris should have an advantage when it comes to building an attack on the queen side. We do have to get all of our pieces involved, but otherwise Chris should have an advantage because his attack is begging to go to the queen side. So that was a one-move attack on the pawn, but didn't have to back up. There was nothing lost, right? He needed to develop his pieces, just leave his queen there for the moment. He needed to develop his pieces. So here comes the pawn storm, but these pieces are in the way. There's no rush for black. Oh, black couldn't just ignore. Actually, black gave away free candy, and white probably should have taken advantage of it. That's why Chris realized. Chris realized after he played this move quickly, looking at this, that his bishop was hanging, and white could have just taken the bishop. This doesn't really threaten anything too harsh. Knight comes back to protect, and you just had a free bishop. So Flavio had a free bishop. Black realized it and said, okay, let me go back. But again, you could have moved the bit. First of all, you could have just traded the bishop, but you got to be careful. Trade the bishop, and you unleash the hounds on your pawn. You still have a knight protected. But anyway, let's get along. Let's see how it goes. Does take, which is not bad at all. Gets rid of the bishop, which really wasn't helping black too much on the attack. But black needs to still get an attack built up here. Good job. Pushed forward. That pawn is protected. You don't need to do anything about it unless white can threaten, right, with a rook to remove the defender. So until he removes the defender, keep pressing on with your plan. So again, white could have ignored that. White could have ignored that and went for removing the defender. What we've been looking for is opportunities of that nature. And now he's looking to remove the defender. Oh, we missed it. So white then did get in the move to remove the defender. So let's see how it goes. He went to remove the defender. And look at that. Gets the double attack here. So that's nice. Queen they have to do something. Take with the pawn, still attacking the queen. Queen still has to move, so he has opportunities. No, he could take with the knight. Could take with the knight, and we didn't take back, right? If we had taken back, if black takes back, then white takes back, and granted you lost pawn, but you also pulled the queen off this line, and that's really going to be dangerous, and we need to get that knight out of here. But moved over, and that just drops a queen now. So we saw this attacking square just missed this one. It happens. It happens. We just missed the fact that this square was open. And the problem is that if the knight takes, then the bishop can take. So, okay. That you get back the piece and you're threatening the rook. So feasible. Still think you miss. Oh, and he just says, I don't care. I still get this mate threat over here. Right? That's a mate threat. It's not just check. It's threatening mate. So let's see what we do. Oh, again, if we had taken here and pulled that knight away, it doesn't work. Why? Queen just says checkmate. We've already removed the defender. So we have a great example of remove the defender. Yeah, and so good job, Chris, and good noticing. So yeah, he had a chance here for mate right now. Depending on what black does. Black says, nope, I'm going to give my king luft. But, you just take, right? It's still a good take. And yes, he does. Slides over, and he gets to take this way. It's protected by the knight. And he only has one legal square. And then we're going to see checkmate after the queen sacrifices itself. And that is what happened. And the queen could have went here also. It didn't matter. Same result. Awesome. All right, so we got to see a great example of remove the defender, and we called it way back here, right? That the rook needs to come over and remove the defender. So as soon as this move, Chris had to say, what's that move? What's he doing that for? It's protected. Because he's removing the defender. And if Chris noticed he's removing the defender, then he has to try to find a way to deal with that situation. Chris had in his mind his own attack, but luckily for white, he had enough pieces hitting that square, so it didn't matter, right? White could basically block him off and keep him from getting through. So it was a good try on Chris' part to race to get his attack in there, so he has a chance. What could he have done to stop it? He could have tried this to block the queen's attack, right? We can interpose when we're being attacked, but I mean, obviously, he's got issues, right? There are definitely serious issues going on here that he has to deal with. I'm even curious on the pawn move. I don't know how well it would work, only because white could still say, I'll just take, because if you take, I take back, and now my rook is free again, and my queen is free, and you would want to take here, and then you're still getting mated. So it's just a confluence of pieces. We talked about the fact you castled on opposite sides, that white had to find a way to get over here, and white did, right? White found a way to get at black faster with this knight, and white got to black faster, and black had to find ways to try to get in here and get an attack going, and his attack took a little too long. And then the king just fell under the pressure of too many things attacking it. Not bad. Good game. Good game. Oh, Chris, we got... So, Chris, let me show you something, because you say you forget to think about your opponent's moves. And when we taught the most important parts of how you think, right, throughout the game, but including the opening, we said the number one thought that should come through your mind every time your opponent moves is, why did he do that? You always have to look at your opponent's moves and figure out, why did he do that? So based on your confession there, Chris, I would say, if I'm giving you a private lesson, the number one thing we're going to work on, because you're not giving away free candy, right? You are doing really well at not giving away free candy. I'm very happy. So the next thing Chris needs to work on is identifying why your opponent did that. Because if you took your time to say, why did my opponent do every move he made, you'll play better. You'll do much better. So in this case, you have to say, well, he's attacking my knight. Is that a threat? Yeah, if he takes my knight, I'm in deep, deep trouble. So you'd have to think about how to deal with that and do something about it as soon as you could. And you'd have to find a way to survive, right? That's the name of the game. Even if it's maybe moving your rook first, so when he takes, you could take back, and then if he takes here, you could start your run and maybe even get up to here. But yeah, this pawn is still going to be in big trouble with that knight. But you look for ways to try to get away. You have to. So you have to always be aware of your opponent's threats, because that's how you're going to lose the game. You're not going to lose the game from him not making threats, and you're not blundering anymore. You're not giving away free candy anymore. So if you're not giving away free candy, the win is going to come because your opponent finds good attacking moves and you're not paying attention to them. So time for you to start paying attention to them. All right. You say you don't know why, but I'll give you this much too, that most people, if you are being on the offensive, if you are taking the offensive and doing the attacking, that's a good way to play, especially when you're beginning, because it's easier to attack than defend. And so as long as you could keep pressure on your opponent, that's a good thing. But as you start playing better players, right? You're playing Flavio. He's a little bit better player than you're used to maybe playing. You need to pay attention to what he's doing. And then once you make sure of what he's doing, you think you got it covered, you keep being aggressive and you keep thinking about your own plans. But you always have to double check, because you don't want to get mated and you don't want to fall for a trap or a trick or get your piece double attacked, or you got to pay attention to their tactics also. But you're right there, Chris, and I seriously, number one thing for you to think about for this week, I know we're looking at this tactic, you need to be thinking, why did my opponent do that move? And see if you can figure it out every time. All right, if you can figure that out ahead of time and analyze it and know why they did something, you're going to get a lot better, a lot faster, and it'll fill in the one thing you're probably missing right now, which is you're missing some of their attacks. All right, it looks like you two are the only two in there, so I said it already the first time that it wouldn't pair you again for a second match, and it did right away. So it might very well pair you again for another match. I'll have to check. You guys can let me know if it happens. And I have no problem with ending the stream. We normally do an hour as our scheduled stream, but lately we've been having so much fun, and people have been asking questions. We had some streams that ran over the hour, but I try to always start on time and end on time. And so I'll just tell you guys and warn you guys, make sure you guys know that because we try to stream a lesson, it's always a lesson. Mondays 8 to 9, Wednesdays 11 to 12, and that is pretty strictly an hour because I have to go back to work after lunch. And then Fridays 8 to 9. We do run over on the evenings. I can't run over on Wednesdays, but we do run over on the evenings, and that's okay. I don't mind. But it is basically we start and stop, and that's why I try to start 2 minutes early and let people know, hey, yeah, Mr. Mordo, please, are you in the team already? If you're in the team, just join the tournament. It should be listed there. It's also in the in what Chris just gave you was leechess.org, the rest of that. But if you're a member of the team, all you have to do is join, and you will be given a match. And so let's see if you're a member of the team. No, you're not a member of the team yet, Mr. Morrow. So we need you to join the team. And you join the team by going to teams, all teams, and search for live stream. Or you can type it in as you see up here, leechess.org/team/4-live-stream. And there it is. Chris, you got it in there. You just put an extra space between the Lichess and the dot. So if you remove that dot, that space between Lichess and dot, you have the link to join the team. And if you join the team, I will happily approve you, and then you can immediately go join the tournament, and you will get a match with Flavio and a match with Chris. You'll get 2 more games in, and they also will get another game in each, because that's the way that works. So yes, please, we'd like to have a couple more games. So I'm sitting here waiting, and I'll refresh because I'm hoping you ask to join the team soon, and if you do, then I will put you in. So you can get in there even sooner. Now, I don't see you on Lee Chess right now. So you also have to, of course, log into Lee Chess. Mr. Morto, please log into Lee Chess. And then you can definitely join the team, and then we'll get you in the tournament. Anybody else wants to play also, please join in. Again, it's just, I use it for Wednesday, but it's also a chance for you to play online, on live, on stream, and but looking for those opportunities. We did have Flavio find an opportunity to remove the defender, and he jumped at it, and it turned out useful. It worked out for him. So look for those opportunities. So I still don't see you on Lee Chess, Mr. Mortal. So hopefully, I thought you remember. I thought you, and obviously you hadn't joined the team yet. So we got to get you in the team. We do have a big tournament coming up tomorrow as a reminder, and I will be streaming that tournament. So that'll be off schedule, but I'll be streaming that tournament, and it should be fun. We have 4 teams in it right now in the tournament tomorrow. So, and if you guys are a member of the 4 live stream, you are totally welcome, and we encourage you to play, and you could play as a member of this team, and you'll have teammates, and you will never play your teammates. You will always play players from the other teams, and whatever team has the best record at the end of the tournament wins. All games will matter because I set it up so that no matter how many players you have, we make it that many players matter. So if you have less, that's okay. But if you have more players, every game matters. So, alrighty then. So let me know if you join the team. I will go ahead and do some puzzles meantime while I'm waiting for you to hopefully join the team. But again, I haven't seen you get onto Lee Chess yet, so I don't think you can join the team yet until you actually get onto there. All right, protected once. Can I remove it? Protected twice. Can I remove 2 defend? No, it is attacked 4 times though. My gosh. Look, it's attacked about every time I could, but this is a queen. And so I can't just take here and let my queen drop, right? I can take here because if he takes my queen, I take his queen with check, and then I get his rook anyway. So I still get remove the defender because that was the only defender of the rook, and we get to win the rook. Ooh, yippee. I like it. Chris, let me know if Mr. Mordo joins up on the stream, and then we can get him going. All right, so this one's a tough one too. So if the knight takes my knight, it's attacking my queen, and it's setting up a discovered attack. Now I could remove the defender, right? Because this is the only piece defending the knight while I have a bishop attacking. So if I attack here and he attacks here, he attacks my queen. Oh, but my knight takes his queen. So far I have a bishop and a queen for a knight. He could take my queen, I could take back, and I will have gotten a knight, a bishop, and a queen for a knight and a queen. So I'm still winning material. So I'm going to remove that defender. And I can't take with the knight, of course, because it's pinned. But I win the piece. I thought the computer might take so we could see what happens with the extra move. Bishop, only protected once. I can take. Does the bishop have any really good moves? No checks, no problems. And if he doesn't take and he moves his bishop, then I get to take another bishop. So we like that, right? So we're going to win that material. And granted, he could win this pawn, but a piece is definitely worth more than a pawn. All right, so we have any pieces that look like they're under attack. The pawn is protected twice, but only attacked once. Bishop, ooh, look at that. Almost hard to see, right? The knight moved and discovered against himself an attack. Wonder what he took. Let's just out of curiosity. Oh, okay, so the knight move was nice. So the knight move said, I'm attacking, double attacking, and I wonder if he took anything. Nope, he just went out there on his own. Now the queen's attacking him too. So, but the queen can't take back because of the bishop. All right, so we just go there. We have 1 piece protecting, 1 piece attacking, 2 pieces attacking, sorry. But this piece has nothing afterwards. Okay, so it is it our move? Knight takes g5? No. So knight took. Now, the knight is defending the bishop. And so we can take while threatening the queen. And then we get to win the bishop. And what's kind of nice is we have 2 pieces. We had 2 pieces under attack, right? We had a double attack after that. And the computer moved real fast and said, I'm taking there. And that's okay because we still get, right? We get the bishop. So he saw the double attack, and to make up for the double attack, that he figured at least he could do is get a piece out of it. All right, so we have some interesting situations. Pawn attacking, but the pawn can't move because of an absolute pin. We have a rook, and it's protected only once. We have the knight, protected only once. We have a rook, not protected at all, and I'm envisioning a fork here. If I could get my queen there, I can win that rook. So can I get my rook? Can I get my queen here? Almost, because if I take here, the pawn takes. I don't like going there with check because guess what? The knight would take me off, right? So I still like taking here, the pawn take. How can I hurt him after that? Because this knight is annoying. We'd want to remove that knight. And I got to find a way to remove the knight effectively. Not easy. Let's see, do I have any other threats? Oh, let's see what else is we have under attack. This is the only one that I'm really thinking. These two, and again, I like the fork. How now, brown cow? How do we do it? How do we get that knight out of there? Be nice if I could just move my king out of the way. That's actually what I would do. I'm looking, and I think I would just move my king, because if the knight takes, I get to take here. No, then the knight gets to take back. Too bad. Knight moves, knight takes here. I guess I could take, and that kind of like all the fun is out of this game already. Don't think I can afford to take here. That's not good news. Too many ways to take back. I definitely feel this is the natural and correct move now. Oh, you're playing. Oh, gotta watch the game. Thank you, Flavio. And who are you playing? Or is that an old message? Knowing my system, that's an old message. Oh, no, you're playing another game. Awesome. And I'm still waiting, Mr. Moto, so you haven't gotten in, but we're going to go watch one more game instead of me doing puzzles. Thanks for telling me, Flavio. Much rather watch you guys play. And let's see if we can speedily catch up. And we said we're going to be white on the bottom, but I guess the way I went in, I can't do that. All right, we have our Sicilian. Flavio seems to like the Sicilian. I seem to remember him playing that the other day. Question to the bishop. We have a murphed pawn and immediately doubled up. And we get the castle position, trading off and fixing the doubled pawns. I really don't like that, guys. I really like leaving that pressure or even just backing it up. I do not want to fix the double pawns. Look, pawn island, one gigantic pawn island here. Well, I don't want to help him undouble his pawns and lose a bishop or knight. That's not a big deal. Trust me. You guys, right? We're not ready to care about bishop for knight, but we do care about fixing double pawns for our opponent. So I didn't want to see that move from Chris. I don't want to see him fixing double pawns. Not sure what this move is. Right? Not sure at all. Not sure what that move was. The knight wasn't even here to keep out of here, so not sure what that pawn move was. Much rather see the queen get off the back rank and then look for pawn breaks. And the queen could have went here or here off the back rank and look for full breaks. All right. Got a knight that comes in and says, I'm hungry, hungry knight. I'm coming in. And we're ignoring the fact that our pawns might get double. If knight takes, we're going to get our pawns double. And we do. And then we get a trade, and we got to look out for the discovered attack. So we have all these tactics, and here's another one. The discovered attack is going to bite us. And there it is. Hopefully they weren't listening. I thought they already were past that move, so hopefully I'm not stream sniping my own stream. That would be bad. So Chris should take back the bishop, and he'd be down the exchange. And that's not, we don't want to be down the exchange if we can help it. And that's not free candy. You need to take back the pawn, right? Yep, there you go. Now we'll see if we have any opportunities for removing a defender. But right now, black has the exchange up, and white needs to be aggressive. White needs to find ways to get some compensation. And right now, there's 3 pawns on the queen side. But if you look right now, white has three pawn islands. and black has only 2 pawn islands. So we went from double pawns for black to now where black actually has a better pawn structure. And we gave up that center pawn, right? Like that move a lot. Won't tell you why, because I don't want to stream snipe myself. That crowd went quiet. Hush. So, Mr. Moto, did you ever get to try to apply for get into the team? I haven't seen it yet, so. Oh wow! So either Flavio missed it, or he was doing like our friend does, where he sees if his opponent can see the move that he set up. But yeah, that was Chris again. Why you have to ask yourself why this rook move. What was that rook move? Well, he was attacking this pawn, but it was protected. So why the rook move? And it's a long range attack, which we all have trouble seeing, right? Everybody, all levels, grandmasters, it doesn't matter. We all have trouble seeing really long range attacks. So good job on Chris. Never give up. You're down the exchange. You find ways to fight back. Very good. Got it. That's what you got to do. Hopefully it'll give you guys one more game. That was 3, so you would think it would give you another game switching colors again since it gave you that one. Excellent. Excellent. I just know that your friend and mine now, Suda, might be guilty of allowing that to happen. But that's one of the reasons I make it rated also, right? To make it less. I don't want you guys doing that. You should always play your best moves. It's the best way to help your opponent find their best moves. Interesting choice. I see a sacrifice coming. I see a sacrifice. Good move. And that tactic is called the center fork trick, which we will be going over when we talk about opening tricks and traps. Yep, I have to bite my tongue so I don't say anything too early. Oh, too bad. Too bad. Chris, the correct move was queen to f6. Queen to f6 would hold everything and pretty much almost force a queen trade. He didn't have to. He can move something else. But yeah, queen to f6 was the right move. So this game is going to be problematic. Oh, Flavio, you had more, right? You had, if nothing else, you had bishop to g5. You had knight to d5. Knight to d5 would be best. It would pull the king away from the queen, and then the queen would have been free material. But again, he shouldn't be listening to me at this point. But so he had even better. And it's again, what's the beauty of it is it's remove the defender. The king is defending the queen. Oh, knight. Never mind. It's not free candy. The king is defending the queen, and so is the knight. But the knight here checked. The king has to come up. So that's one option. The other option is bishop here, threatening to win the queen with the bishop. Pawn could try to block. Then the knight checks. Okay, we're following, right? The only way that you could save the queen would have been the pawn push. Knight comes with check. Excuse me. Knight comes with check. The king has to move. Wherever the king moves, and it can't move here because of the queen, so the king can only move here. And I'm wondering where's the next check coming from? We were here. Oh, and there's a pawn. Oh, it's tempting. It feels like there's a mate here. It really does. Makes me want to go look at the game more. So check, pawn comes up, knight, king comes up. It has to go here. Don't like, of course, the knight taking because then the queen takes and we take back. I'm looking for mates. Queen here, knight here, bishop here. Bishop could step over here with check because, again, the knight can't block because the queen would be undefended. The king can't go back. Okay, so now we have a check and we have the king sitting here and the king wherever it goes now because of this check, you still don't lose the queen for free. So where does the queen go? King go. King can go here. Complicated. Now, okay, so maybe you can't win the queen outright. Thought you could. Let's see what happens with the rest of the game. Yeah, it's, down a queen though. It's usually not too exciting left. Looking for any chances for remove the defender though, because you never know. You might still find that opportunity in the game. So we have a discovered attack with check. So that's going to be, again, problematic to a degree. So it was a good first thought, attack the undefended piece, but unfortunately he gets the piece that's attacking. And that's normally our best choice, and he hit the best choice. Yep. Good game, though. Let's clear that line. Sorry about that. Arrow staying on the board. All right. This is the last game for the tournament. Let me get back to the team just to make sure no one else joined late so they can join the tournament. I'd like to know that. But I definitely like never surrendering, never giving up, always fighting to the end. Because you never know what will happen. And I guarantee you, if you resign, you lose. So there you go. Good game. Nothing wrong with that finish. Good job, Flavio. Good job, Chris. Thank you guys for playing games. It'll give me material for Wednesday, and I will go over some other ones. I promise you, any other games I can find. Oh, well, we'll have a whole lot of games Tuesday. There will be a lot of games tomorrow night. That tournament starts, I believe, at 8 o'clock. I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's what you have to do, Chris. If you're looking for stalemate, you have to sack all your pieces, or at least lock up your pieces so they can't move. And you have to also get your pawns locked up, though. So that's the problem with stalemate. You had a pawn that these pawns were going to keep you from stalemating. It's going to make it really hard to stalemate. So you have to get rid of those pawns too, and that was just too far to go, too much to give away. It seemed like. Let's see. No, that's it that are available for this tournament. So thank you guys for being demos for us and playing games that we could go over. Yep. I didn't see I looked too. I was looking to see if you could win a queen, but yep, exactly, Chris. That is your lesson for today. If we did a one-on-one lesson, like I said, the main thing I'd be looking at for you is you have to identify why your opponent made the move they made. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for helping out. More the merrier, and thank you for helping. Thank you guys for following. Thank you for showing up. And I'll go ahead and end the stream pretty soon. I'm going to take a peek and see who's online and who we might go host and just say hi to on our way out. But I'd be shocked, and I said that last time. I've been shocked already more than once, but I think you guys are really getting low on time. 19.9, you never know. It might pair you guys one more time. So we're going to have to wait and see if you get paired one more time before I actually punch out, because I wouldn't want to miss another Flavio-Chris matchup. Let's see. All right. Mr. GM Ashley is online right now, and I like watching The Apprentice. She's pretty friendly and plays pretty well. GM Ashley's, he's a GM, so I'm usually If the Modern Ancient or XCTC were on, I'd definitely bounce over to them. My favorites would be John Bartholomew and Eric Rosen. Very, very low key, calm, relaxed, nice demeanor, and very clean and helpful. Very helpful. Sure, give me a suggestion for a raid. That's what I'm looking for. Actually, I was searching through my for the possibilities. So you tell me who you think we should raid, and I'll go with that. Might take a while to aim it. You got 17 minutes. Pause out. It'll definitely end. But who do you have as a suggestion for a raid? I start Suda. Yeah, I'll have to. I try first because of the language. Make sure that they're pretty clean before I raid them because again I have kids that follow my stream and I don't want to raid somebody that's going to be cussing up a storm when I send some kids over there and their parents look at me like, what are you doing? So yeah, as long as you got somebody that's if they say family friendly, automatic, let's go for it. If they don't say family friendly, if you can find me a small streamer that's playing viewers and seems to have a clean clean mouth, yeah, throw my way. Let me know who. Happy to do that. Happy to return the favor that's been thrown my way a couple of times. All right, so that's what we have for that. You guys have 16 minutes, and Flavio has paused out, so you guys shouldn't get another game. And I will go ahead and do puzzles while I'm waiting for Flavio to tell me who to raid, only because it takes a while for me to see it, and it's going to take me a while to post it, to do the raid, unfortunately. It's the nature, unfortunately, of my computer right now. So let's see. We're looking for that good old capture the defender we've been doing it. Oh, okay. Oh, Johnny D. Actually, he raided me the other day. Is he on right now? I hope so. We'll raid him right now. So I'm gonna assume he's on because you suggested it. And so I don't waste any more time. I'm gonna set up the raid. Okay, awesome. Thank you. All right, you three guys, and I'm gonna go too. So I didn't go last time I raided, but I will go this time. All right, see you guys hopefully Wednesday, 11 a.m. Have a good night. See you guys later.